Hello everyone, welcome back to the South Bay Syndicate. Today we're going to be testing Boba4 with a lot of set 6 cards, continuing our Secrets of Power tests and how they're influencing the meta. We're going to do something a little bit different today where we're going to be trying out Boba Double Red instead of the Boba Green that you're probably going to see a lot of and that's been very popular over the last couple sets. With that, we're going to bring in Aggression, we're going to bring in Wild Rancor, and just some opportunities to get Disclose and Plot going with Cinta and Top of the Summit. And then a possible combination with Punishing One and War Juggernaut or Wild Rancor where it can power itself up because it does get Raid 1 for each damage enemy unit, and War Juggernaut gets +1/+0 for each damage unit. So a lot of interesting opportunities here, going wide pretty early. We're also going to try a new 3-drop with the Admiral here that you can ready unit by doing 1 damage to it. Could be interesting late game if you got Boba on Kylo's TIE or the TIE Bomber. Could get 2 attacks out of it. So we're going to jump in and see what happens with some games on it. And here we go.
Hello there.
And we're going to start with the Leia. That'll be fun. Leia Data Vault. Haven't really seen that yet. Excited to try it out. Okay, let's I think we'll keep this. It has only 1 unit, but it might be let us control the board into some of the bigger things we want. So let's see how that plays out. They'll have the initiative. Should be interesting. I've not seen a lot of Leias out there in the wild yet, outside of Limited, where I think it can be pretty powerful. And we are not logged in, so we're showing as anonymous. Okay, not sure how that happened. So they'll play Regional Governor. And name. I don't know what they. Fet's Fire Spray. Okay. So they'll play Fet's Fire Spray. We don't have that right now. Oh, now we do. So we'll open fire the Regional Governor here. They may disclose, put a token on it. That's fine. We'll still be able to kill it off. And then we'll be able to do damage with HK. It does cost them a resource to disclose to get a token. I don't know if we're too upset with that. It would mean they're only playing another 2-drop. But let's see what happens here. Okay. They play Axe Woves. That can be pretty powerful. So we'll deal 1 damage from HK, and then we'll activate the indirect damage from that. We could hit Axe Woves here, but I'm not super worried because we can take off the shield and kill it next turn. Which kind of puts us where we want to be going into Punishing One. So not too upset with this. Okay, these are some good cards for us to stow away. We'll do that. Our plan here is to definitely play Aggression, take out the shield and the token. Then we could kill the Axe Wolves, or we could draw a card. I think we'll just kill it off, get in the 1 damage here, and then the 1 indirect, get in the 6, and then 8 with the attack. But let's see what happens. Kind of nice trying out this new Boba Red. We've played quite a bit of Boba Data Vault. It's fun to mix it up, and it brings in a lot of the new cards. Okay, so we have a capture card. We'll have to remember that. So what this will do is we'll defeat the upgrades, and we'll do the damage here just to get rid of it in case they have anything else. Triggering HK and the indirect, so we're up to 6. Keeping the board clear. I know when we were thinking about whether or not keep this hand, this is kind of the vision we had for it. So working out, I think, to our benefit so far. And I'll get the 1 damage with Akbar. We'll hit base. Another easy resource. I think here we go punishing one. There's a chance they could have removal for it. I think that's fine. Then we just play Fet's Fire Spray on the next turn. Looking at our resource cards here, I don't know that Top of the Summit will come out. But let's see. So we'll get the 1 damage. That'll trigger the indirect. And depending on what they play here, we might just claim, because being able to kill a lot of units here, this is great, right? So these are like free pings. So we do have the Daring Raid, which could set up the Top of the Summit, or we could play Cinta. I think we're going to keep a Cinta in hand. Could prove valuable. But I'm interested in the sequencing here. Okay, the Surprise Strike. That's fine. Again, it lets us trigger. Now when we play Boba, we will be able to, I think, topple the summit and defeat everything. So let's play around with that a little bit. They could choose to kill off the Admiral Akbar, I guess. They do. That's fine. And we're doing that because we want to defeat these units. And the sequencing would work with this is we would deploy Boba. We would do 1 indirect damage to Queen Amidala and 3 to Leia. Then we would play Top of the Summit. Okay. So I think what we do here, does this give it a boost? It does. So we will defeat the upgrade and deal the damage. Not what we wanted to do with it, but I think it's fine. And we'll pass. I think we have the Top of the Summit. We have the Cinta. We're getting close to being able to finish them off. What we could have done there was deal 1 damage and then 3 to Leia, play Top of the Summit, and then with the attack I'm punishing 1, kill Leia. But they put a lot into the Queen Amidala, which is really allowing the HK to do a lot of work, because we were able to get, I think, 4 points of damage off of clearing everything. And hopefully at this point we have them on their back foot a little bit. They play another Queen Amidala. That does not worry me here. We'll continue to just kill off units. This still sets up the same thing we talked about before. Yep. Okay. All right. So what we're going to do, I think at this point, is we will deploy Boba as a pilot. We'll deal 4 damage. 1 there, 1 there, 1 there, and 1 there. So I don't, this is confusing to me. They can trade off having the spy token take the damage instead. So we aren't going to be able to get any damage on, but I think what we'll do anyway is attack base and do damage there. This will let us hit for 10, unless they want to sacrifice the Leia, which, go ahead. So a little switch for us, but now we basically have them at lethal. And they're choosing to attack with Leia, disclosing a surprise strike. So we will claim. And we'll be able to attack for that 9 again. And so now either of these is lethal. Which I think, there we go. So GG's. Good first game. We'll go again, see what we get.
Hello there.
And we got a Luke Data Vault pilot. Okay, this is going to be tough. Luke is definitely, I think, gotten more powerful with the new set. A lot of the cards we're using, I think they have initiative here, so the Pride isn't as good. And then we have a lot of late games, so we're going to mulligan. Hope to draw some earlier cards. Some of the things we're testing are some of these 3 drops, like the prototype. I kind of like it because it can take out the Falcon. Just as like a straight trade, which could be a problematic card for the deck. Also, something like Red 5. If you think about how powerful that can be, just having a straight trade for that to keep it off the board. So that's why we brought that into the deck. We'll see if it comes in handy here. We're waiting on our opponent. Okay. They play a black 1. We'll see if they have an R2 or something like that. They do not. The serial is interesting, but I think we're going to go heavy space on space battle here. We're going to keep the TIE Bomber in case we do get that opportunity to double attack with it. Okay, so they put Poe on their black 1, which is great for them. And going to be a big problem for us. It's going to be swinging for a lot. So we'll claim. They do the 1 damage. I think in this situation we just sacrifice it in, hope they take 1 more indirect on it. And then we'll be able to finish it off with the IG. So see if it does play out that way. We just need them to take 1 of the 4 indirect. And they choose not to. Okay. Unfortunate for us, but not totally unexpected. And they have a taking off, so they're going to get to draw a card. And we're just going to keep pressure on with the different things we're saying. We'll play 2 more ships next turn if we need to, and we'll claim here. A daring raid would be nice, so that we could finish off the black 1. But we are not going to. I do think we probably should finish it off, but we're not going to. Because the other option is to keep ships out so that we have something for Boba to deploy on. Activating our Boba flip, which I think is valuable. No plot cards, no removal cards, so a couple prides. They'll be able to take out the HK here on attack. We'll see what they decide to do. We got some overwhelm there, plus an HK damage, plus the 1 indirect. Okay, they're going to be able to kill off both units, I believe, with this. No. Okay. Yes. So we're going to get a couple space units out just to protect ourselves. And claim. We do not want Luke out on the red 5. So we do have to kill that. Leaving the black 1 to do another attack, which is not ideal. And we do get the Academy Disciplinary, and that's going to let us attack twice, which is interesting. So we'll deploy him as a pilot here, and we'll kill this off. And we'll just kind of deal with what we have to deal with. That might represent lethal against us, but if they had played the Luke with Cinta, it would have been GG's anyway. We had needed like a top of the summit there. I think that would have been very powerful. But I don't know. Let's see how it's going to play out. They could have put this on. They could have put it on their red 5, which would have caused a problem for us. We wouldn't be able to kill it off. But luckily they did not. I guess the red 5 did not have a target because nothing had damage at that point. But now they have at least 7 damage. If they have a Cassian underneath, I think that ends it for us. They decided to take the indirect, leaving this unharmed. We will play this to ready it. They might be trading here. They're not. So we'll play this. It does. Oh, it has to be a ground unit. Oh, 2 or less power. Okay. I thought it was cost. That's my fault. We have to claim. And this is just going to be too much for us. Yep. So that's GG's. Okay. So I think what we'll do is let's edit that again. So this is not the right 3 cost here because I misread it. I think what we'll do is go with something like the IG. Or the grand. I think we'll do this to get a little bit more ground presence. And the hidden, which can be nice later game. And then we'll get back in it. GG's to our opponent.
Hello there.
Oh, okay. We got a boss double red with Tarkentown. I've gone back and forth a lot on whether Tarkentown should be used in this deck. I think because of things like Sabine, it's very difficult to use Tarkentown. Aggression here probably means that the Vader doesn't get utilized. We do have a couple drops into some removal, so let's see what happens. I imagine this first turn is bounty, ping, Tarkentown, which I think is okay. That's what you're going to run into anytime you play a Tarkentown deck, and you just have to be ready for it. So I think we'll sacrifice the crosshair, or we won't have to because they do not have a 0 cost bounty. I don't think that might be a red one. They do not. Okay, we'll put Cinta down. Maybe they'll put a Vader here, dodging our aggression that we have not drawn. It's interesting because the ping here activates Tarkentown, so we don't necessarily want that. So we're just going to attack. We could have also open fired here to get the indirect from Boba. But it'll be interesting to see what else they play because there could be something. Okay, we're just going to mirror each other, I guess. So we'll do this and see if they take it on their unit or not. An attack by us is a trade with Tarkentown, so we're still trying to bait out this Tarkentown before we get bigger units out. But we're going to be able to play 2 ships next turn, which is not bad. And they claim. Okay. So I think what we'll do here is now we'll resource the Kylo's Tie, play the Fett's Fire Spray into these 2 on 5, into a 6 with maybe Cinta or the Ruthless Raider, depending on what we think will make sense. Our opponent is taking a lot of time with each decision very early in the game. Okay, so in this case, I think we still try to bait out them doing damage because they can ping Target Town. That's okay. And then they'll get to draw some cards. We'll probably end up deploying Boba to the ground because they will have the aggression. And then we'll play Cinta with it to get that, make sure we get that damage in. And we're happy to see that bounty on the crosshair and not the Fet's Fire Spray. We'd like to keep that out there if we can. But it is susceptible to open fires and things like that. So assuming it lives through this turn, we'll claim. And then we will lose it. Okay. A lot of interesting choices here. We'll hit base again. They are only on Tarkin Town, so we've gotten 3 attacks in with Crosshair. Though we're not doing the ping damage, we're still doing a lot of work with it. And we're pretty happy about that. And we are set up for some nice options next turn. Okay, so boss comes out, they're going to draw some cards. I guess there would have been an option for us to just trade out. But they're going to start swinging big. They're going to trade, then hit for 7. If we are able to draw at top of the summit, we'll be able to take out the boss. If not, we'll kind of have to deal with it. See how much damage we can get in. But they're about to draw a lot of cards. And the way we might want to sequence this is to see if we can get the boss to take another indirect. Okay. I just do not want to put Boba on a ship here. I think it would be a mistake. What I'd like boss to do is take some more indirect so that we can kill it. But we are getting close to death. And the other option will be that we just have to aggression to do damage and take out the upgrade. He's doing a great job keeping boss protected. So let's see what happens. Okay. It still doesn't kill it. I have to waste another action. So I think we continue to put pressure. I do realize we're going to be sacrificing our Boba here. But let's see what if they pass, if they do something else. I think they have the aggression. If we deploy to ground and attack in, we just trade. The other option is to put Boba in the air. If they do something else here, actually we might claim, because we could put Boba in the air and kill and Cinta. Okay, so we'll claim. Because this will let us well, now I don't really care about the aggression, right? Right. So now Ruthless Raider, which can't be killed by Sudden Ferocity directly. And they have the aggression. I think no one's surprised. That's what we thought the whole time. But they're basically, because they passed to try and do the aggression, we were set up this way. We purposely left the unit with the biggest health here to finish them off. So GG's. So that sequencing, I think, is very important. That pass opened up the Cinta play, and we saw the power of some of the new cards there. I think they had aggression and really had their mindset on using it, and we were able to take advantage of that. All right, let's go into game 4. Yep, game 4. We had the Leia, the Luke 4 data vault that got us, and then Boss Tarkentown, and now we have another very fast space deck. We would love a Top of the Summit here. We're actually going to mulligan to make sure we get some space, or hope that we do. This could be very helpful. I do like having these space options, and actually some of this discard with Searle could be interesting. So this is going to be our resourcing. I think we go Searle into open fire. Okay. They got their droid out. That's got to be a painful play for them. It doesn't get any of its abilities. And they're probably actually happy to take damage onto it. The Falcon is a great target here. And also this is a good Falcon play. I don't think the Vader will come out, but let's hold on to it just in case. I think we'll put this out, and then we'll wait and see what they do. We have no real interest in this one hit card. I guess it could end up with some more powerful stuff on it. But I think what we want to do is put pressure on their space or have them discard. And a deck with plot, maybe the discard doesn't matter, but the other thing that it's doing is now if we throw Vader Pilot on, the ping lets us double ping. And they're reading that. Okay. And we'll see if they decide to let us kill off their unit. They do. Well, I think it's a little risky to get the Vader Pilot out. We might not have an option. And they've left. Okay. I think that Searle was actually helpful to put them in a position where they had to decide what to do. And then having an answer here and keeping our space big. I think this answers a lot of their space units with the 2-for-1. So I think that's probably why they ended up leaving. I think their one drop being their first turn play, and that's all they had, is not ideal. They wanted a couple droids or Babu or something, and they just didn't draw any of that. So we were able to take advantage of that. Oh, now we have Boba, or Boba is going to go against Han Blue, non-force. So we'll see how this one goes. Assuming they, oh, there we go. Okay. I do not dislike. Okay, so we have this curve into here. The Rancor might be better than the Raider here, so we're going to keep this and see. More of a testing than anything else. Let's see how it plays out. They're doing a lot of damage to their units, so the Rancor could end up trading up pretty big. HK staying out also could do a lot of damage, so I'm hopeful there. I do like Top of the Summit. We'll keep it here in case we want to play that as our 5-drop. Into Cinta. You've already seen how powerful the Cinta can be. as a as an opportunity in the boss game where it set us up for the victory. And we're still not logged in. I don't know what happened there. We have another player that maybe it's me, maybe the site, but it's taking a long time to resource. I'll be interested in the comments. Have people had a chance to test out Boba or any of the new cards? What are you liking? What are you not liking? It seems like there are a lot of very strong cards in the new set, even though there's no overpowering cards. There's a lot of cards that can influence the game and I think create interesting sequences that have been enjoyable to try out. And they come back and resource. And okay, so they're playing a pretty shielded game here. That's going to let them trade out. I will enjoy this. To start to ping these off. The top of the summit might come in handy. So I think what we're going to do is let's just start to get rid of these because we're going to have the top of the summit that could kill two units maybe. But it's looking more and more like we're setting it up as a board wipe when we deploy Boba. We do have to make that decision here. I do think that's the way we're going to have to go. And the Rancor is looking pretty interesting too. I don't know if we're going to survive. If I am being honest, there's a lot going on here. But in an ideal world, I'm pinging the shield now. They're deploying Han. I'm doing 3 to Han, 1 to Boba, and then toppling the summit and wiping their whole board. But I might be dead by then. So let's see what happens. I don't want to claim too early. I do want them to deploy Han, and I'd love to keep HK alive. But this is... seven more damage. So I think I just have to trade out here. I think there's nothing. I can't afford to just get... if they have their little sudden ferocity, there's not much I can do there. That's right, we are playing Boba. We are about to lose, I think, to Han. But if we survive this turn, which is a big if, we are going to be able to wipe the current board. Because what we're going to do is play Boba, do indirect to Han, topple the summit. So what we're hoping is... I think we lose there. I think we lose. But let's see. Let's see how it goes, right? If they have another Cassian underneath, it's over. Not a lot of things we can come back from at this point. But we're going to give it a shot. The Daring Raid will let us also kill the Cassian eventually, but we'll deploy Boba as a pilot. We will do the indirect first. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we will topple the summit and kill everything outside of this. Then an attack here, that will die. But most likely they have another one, is my guess. And we're one indirect short of being able to clear the whole thing, giving us a chance, but I'm assuming they have it. It'd be interesting if they didn't. The only way we could do it is if they brought something out and it only had 2 health. Which would be insanely lucky. The other thing they could do is bring something out that has 3 health left, and we claim we topple again to clear their board. So if we were to kill this, they would get a spy token that would end the game. If they play something else, we can claim and maybe win. But this particular card, hidden, it's really the spy token part. Even if they claim here, then we kill this, they get their spy token, they end up winning because they get to attack with it to start the next turn. So I think no matter what here, we lose. There is a world where we could have attacked with Punishing One and killed Cassian. I don't know that it would have mattered, that sequencing. So they'll probably make a spy token. I imagine they have a red hero to disclose, but it's a risk we had to take. And if they don't, then we could win. But playing that without having it seems like an odd option. They're going to take their time. Okay, so if we go back, we could have attacked with Punishing One. Okay, so they do have it. I don't know what they're taking so long. We'll pass, and that'll do it. Yeah, I mean, good game. Very close. I think that the early game got way ahead of us, and we couldn't stay with it. Whereas like something with Boba Green, if you're able to ramp into that, you can do it 1 turn earlier, you might have a chance. But I think with Cassian coming out, it just made it just out of reach, and good game to our opponent.
Hello there.
Oh, we've got a Han Tarkintown, Han 4. I think also another very popular deck. So we're seeing some of the decks that can take advantage of the new cards. And let's see how we do here. This will have capture and removal, so we don't really need to deal with that. And we'll see if we can get rid of a Falcon with this and see how it goes. So this is definitely a fun, I think, deck to try out. I don't know that it's working perfectly the way I'd hoped, but just one of those things with testing, right? We just went through our Jabba series. We tried all the colors. I think with Boba, you want to do the same. Really understand where the value is. I think that Boba Green, either Data Vault or the 30 point, is just going to continue to feel very strong. We'll make a video on that one, I think, when we have some time to build and test it. But it's got all the ramping tools. There's the capture that we were expecting. We'll use the open fire to get our unit back. They may start attacking into the TIE Bomber now to try and kill it off. They revealed an A-Wing, so they did not get a bonus attack out of that, which is nice for us. And we'll keep trying to pour damage in. Another matchup where I think we'd want Topple the Summit. And now we're getting into a zone where they can waylay but not capture some of the space units we're putting out. So we'll see if that helps us out. Maybe we do want to get Vader Pilot out because it'll be able to do some interesting things with the ping and create a big space obstacle. The flip side is if they have a waylay, then we're just dead. I'm guessing they're going to want to use Han's ability to try and trade here. They got a Sanctioner Shuttle, so they won't be able to trade directly. They could trade these 2 units if they want. And it looks like that's what they're going to do. I get it. If they can keep me off space and keep me off of my ability, they're probably pretty happy. And I think they're going to do a good job of keeping me off that. So we'll get 1 damage in there. They could have attacked with the Falcon and saved their other unit last turn and just bounced it, but they kept the Falcon, got the damage in. And let's see if they decide to try and utilize. They could have another Falcon in hand, so they could try the trade again. Nope, they just put Han out and get the 1 resource back and have no plot. So that's lucky for us, I think, in that respect. If they leave our IG, what we can do next turn is play Boba, do the indirect, place into attack and overwhelm, and get some damage in and get rid of this. And then Boba actually lives there. They have bravado, so they're going to attack twice. A lot of damage, right? So that was their plan. They got a lot in. Good for them. And we'll see if it ends up being enough. But what we're going to do here is deploy Boba, do the indirect damage, and then trigger Cinta to overwhelm and maximize that Boba flip. So let's see if they... they have a Fang Fighter. Okay. I think here we'll claim we don't want them to put a pilot on here. And they have a Daring Raid. So definitely pouring damage in. I don't think this will come into play in this game, but who knows? So that keeps their ready units off. They could still have a Falcon where they get something else on it, but feeling much better about our position because we're going to be able to put them, I think, within range. Yeah, so we'll attack here just to put them in range and they can decide where to put their indirect. And now either one of these kills it. They might attack here to exhaust our ground arena. That's probably a good play on their end. So what we want to do is get a couple of things out that end the game. They can attack for 10, so they'd be 1 short if they surprise strike. So I think their only option here is to, crash. And they take 2 to base. Now they take 1 more to base, and they're in a very tough spot because if we are able to get our Fet's Fire Spray out, if they just attack and then we're able to play Fire Spray, it's over. And they... Oh, it was over either way. Okay. I missequenced that. They decided to take the 1 damage, but we had the next action and we're able to take them down. So I think their Han flip was tough. They only used 1 resource into the bravado. If they had had sudden ferocity that they could plot out and then ready resources enough to get bravado back, would have been very powerful, but I'm not sure if that sequence would have worked. I think you bring the ferocity out, you put Han on, you have the Falcon, so you get to ready the 3 resources again, so that could be a very interesting combination. They would have been able to hit for, what was that, 18? So we're lucky they didn't have that combo and they just had the 1 resource play. But close matchup, and we were able to get that one. And we go on to the next one.
Hello there.
In these pilot matchups, we're not really seeing our aggressions. They would be helpful. This matchup, we'll probably see them where they're less helpful. Dedra is going to want to draw some cards, keep the board clear, disrupt our hand. Let's see what we're able to do. I think our main goal is to keep Dedra off the board. We have a couple of cards that do a good job of that. So in this case, we might play some ground units that can hit. And then how they spread their indirect damage out from the Boba ability, I think will be very important. So that when we flip Boba and have our 4 damage, we can distribute. We can do a lot of damage. So I do like Cyril here because it can make them have to take damage or discard, which is the opposite of what they want to try. Having a space unit will be good, but it becomes a target because it only has 2 health. So I think what we'll keep this. We'll drop here. I do want the space units out, so we'll probably go like this. Oh, they go into space. Okay. That's a great target for us. That will probably force them to discard, which is great. And the open fire is a pull we enjoy. And this will give us some options for what we want to do on this drop. We will go into base. And they will choose to discard. Okay. Oh gosh. And we'll let them draw it. And we'll kill this off. This will get us some damage on base, and then also will keep us with the cards we need to do his ability. And then we'll be able to play a couple options this turn. So we'll go to base. We'll show those again. They'll discard again. Okay. Now I imagine they'll want to start trading here. We do want them to use the target town. Let's keep pouring damage in, I think. Yes, they'll be able to draw a card, create a token. But now Dedra's only hitting for 2. Even with that draw, let's see if they have double red. They do. They have Chaos of War. Okay, so that's something to keep in mind as well. Once we kill Dedra off, we'll want to get rid of cards in our hand. Okay, so they're able to trade and target town. That was the other thing we were hoping for. So we're sitting at 4 apiece. They're going to be at 10 damage. We're going to be able to hit for another 8. And when Boba flips, we can assign the direct damage here. We can kill off Dedra, which is going to be great, and do some damage to the spy or somewhere else that we want. But I now think we're going to go wider on the board. I know that's going to open up Dedra to hit for 4, maybe more, but we should be close to or at lethal to start next turn. So let's see how that plays out. And I put it here because it's the only one in Daring Raid range. And we'll just eliminate 2 units. Then we'll play Cinta, and we will attack here. And so now they're in check. Unless they have something out, they'll be able to do 3 damage from Chaos of War, so we have to think about that. So there's 5 and 3, that's 8 to get us to 25. And now we're at 27. So here, I think the right play is just to claim. I know we can attack for at least 4 more, but we don't need it because this is lethal. So we're going to claim because they're out of resources and they can do at most 5 damage back to us to get us to 24. And that should be the end of the game. And so GG's to our opponent there. And then you can see Cinta there coming up big. So we
Hello there.
another decent game. Okay, so now we have the Han 1 Tarkin Town. So we played Han 4 Tarkin Town earlier. We're running into Han 1 Tarkin Town this time. Let's see how this one goes. They are going to go heavy into space, I'm guessing, but we should be able to get the initiative. So we'll actually keep the pride. We're going to keep this hand. We'll resource 1 pride and actually the bombardment here. I think the Rancor could be valuable because it can absorb the Han unit attack. So let's see what happens. So I was right, we're able to get the initiative. Now the key here is, can we get an open fire? We cannot. But let's see if we can have them assign some indirect damage. In which case we'll daring raid and use our whole turn that way. If not, we'll play the droid missile platform. Okay, this makes me think that they have either they're going to bounce it or they have a pilot to put on it. So let's get rid of that. We should have maybe kept the trooper. We did not. Trying to think about how much we care about that. We're going to be able to put a lot of indirect damage here. Oh, okay. They're taking it directly to their guy. I'm assuming they're thinking about trading here because they have the raid. That trade's okay. They do not trade. All right, whatever. So now next turn, since they didn't trade, that's not living. Just so we're all on the same page. And now we're getting close to, could we combo, could we get our combo off? Do we want to sacrifice the Fett's Fire Spray to get our combo? Let's just see what happens. Let's put a lot of pressure on them. We have a lot of opportunity with our flip. I do think they're going to end up trading here. They don't. Okay. Everything that's happening, I think, is going in the direction we had hoped. I know they're going to bring out Han possibly this turn, but we already have a lot of damage on base. And if we draw a Cinta, there's going to be a lot of trouble for them. Oh, that's not a bad card. That's going to allow them to take one out. But yes, Han comes out here. Great. Mostly board wipe for them. But this will allow us to flip, assign the direct damage across these units. I'm guessing they have the removal, but it's worth it for us to get rid of all that. Now the Rancor is going to come into play and is actually going to kill off the Han. But they are 1 damage away, so they have... I could have played the Rancor first and seen if they played another unit, which would have powered up the punishing one more to finish them off, but I did not. I was worried about their ability to have removal pieces, but you can see the Rancor would have come down, killed the Han. This was already going to be lethal next turn, so... again, the Boba flip, super valuable, even without any of our Cintas or others. And then if we had Cinta, right, what we could have done is attacked with Boba first, using punishing one's ability to power up. And that would have ended it as well. So a couple of great options there. So let's do one more. The deck feels pretty good. I think the balance of direct and indirect damage is helping out. That Luke really got on top of us. And then I think other games we've been pretty competitive. Looking forward to, I don't know if we are looking forward to this, but we're going to be playing this Trench Data Vault, which is going to be a pain. So I'm going to keep this. I do think this will be very important, so I'm going to keep it in my hand. I think that getting damage out will be good across these various units, so I'm actually going to do it this way and go heavier ground than I normally would, and then hope for some space units later. A little bit of a risk. Could definitely just put that out there. But they're going to Bazine anyway. I wonder if they take the Devastator. They do not. They take the HK. And we're going to get, what do you think, McClunkied here? Who knows? I don't really like that being out there. I don't want them just picking apart our hand turn after turn. But it is a risk. So they throw the Cad Bane away. And they freeze that in Carbonite. That's okay, we have another one, so that'll be able to go away. Oh, or I could just do that. How many resources am I going to use? I'm going to do this, actually, and go wider. I'm going to kill this off, just because I don't want it out there. There's the Forlom. Interesting, interesting. Is it 3 or less cost or power? Okay. Alright, so we're just going to have to kill this off. Yes, they're going to be able to wipe units. Good start for them. We will deal damage. We will defeat an upgrade. Okay. Maybe could have drawn a card there, but we did not. And this is going to be super awkward. But it is what it is. The maul is going to hurt. These other units are going to be tough. Get rid of... we're just in a weird spot right now. I'm trying to think about if I want to deploy Boba here or wait it out, see if I can get more value from it. I think I'll wait. Don't love what's happening, but this staying out here and not filtering through is okay. I could deploy here and kill both of these. They have a Cad Bane, a second one. Oh, they popped returned it. Okay. We'll claim here. I think some good stuff happening for them. 3, 4. Don't really care about the trench as much, although they can overwhelm barrage here, which would be a pain. I do want this punishing one back. I feel way behind. This trench has got a lot of power to it. It's got a lot of cards in hand. I know it sounds weird, but our deck isn't really fast enough to get underneath what they want to do. And you can see how they had answers early with the Bazine and other things like that. Interesting to choose to resupply. Oh, interesting for me to not be able to do math. There we go. We just want to get some swings in. We'll see if that's even possible, right? And if not, what are we going to do? So they do have the Devastator on 10 because of the resupply. Okay. I think the Devastator is just going to keep coming back out, and there's nothing we're going to be able to do. And that's how it goes. I know we're playing this out. I feel like there is no path to victory. As you can see here, we just have to trade. And when we do that, they're just going to play it again. And then we automatically lose. Okay. And there is no way to win this game. I think that was clear a while ago. And it's still clear now. But there is no possible way to win. Which is what happens sometimes. The Devastator, we knew they had it. We know they're playing Palace Returns. The salvage was a good play for them. And ultimately, I think that ends the game. So GG to our opponent. Trench is an interesting deck. I think there is a path to it. Maybe we can rewatch that later and see if there was another way for us to handle it, but that was definitely not going to be our game. And this is a great way to end it. I think we'll play this Jabba Data Vault. We've been doing a lot of Jabba testing, so it'll be fun to see what they have here. I do not mind this hand, so we'll keep it. I think there's removal that's going to make that impossible to play. And then if we can go after their hand a little bit, that could be interesting. So we'll play it this way. Okay. Sure. So I think we'll eliminate this. We'll do the indirect. Data Vault's going to be a mountain to climb, so whatever. Okay. So they've ramped up. I doubt they'll play. Oh, they did. Okay. Sure. Give them the option to keep bouncing that, I guess, and taking the damage. Not a big deal. Bounce? Yeah, that's what I would do. Oh, here comes Jabba. I want this unit gone from the ground. I don't want them to be hitting anything anymore once Jabba deploys. So I'm actually going to slam into him to eliminate his ability. Yeah. Oh, that's fine. And now Jabba is in range for me to eliminate him with the punishing one play, which saves me from a tough double elimination from something that can come out in the sky, the ISIon, for example. And we, in theory, are going to try and play the rest of our game in space. There's just too much that they can do. What does this do? Choose a friendly unit. For this phase, it can't be defeated by having no... Okay. Sure. They probably wanted this next phase, but I don't care. Whatever. I imagine they have removal for Boba here. We did not have the Sin to play, which is can be a nice one, or they have an Overwhelming Barrage. And maybe they claim here and don't take the 7 damage, I don't know. So that they can power it. But this at least allows us to eliminate both units. Yep, so they have the power of the dark side. To eliminate our unit. I don't understand why this can kill leaders. I don't think that that should work. Choose your friendly for this phase. It can't be defeated by having no remaining HP. If you can't do the first part, does it make sense that you get the second part? I guess they're separate. Interesting card, for sure. Apparently, I think we're in a hard control matchup. So let's just start to do some damage and see what we can do. I will claim here if they don't. Oh, never mind, that's fine. Few opportunities here. Oh, okay. That is not what I was expecting. If they cannot kill this right now, I think we win. We do. Okay. So they had some draw, but probably not the draw they wanted. Yeah, it doesn't say that. I see that. I was just hoping it did. Pretty powerful in that case. It becomes a power of the dark side, or yeah, power of the dark side because it can get leaders too. But in the end, it didn't matter. We're just gonna planetary bombardment for the win, and it's GG's. Let's see. So overall, when we think about the Boba deck, I think it's pretty interesting. I think we won the majority of our games. The Luke pilot data vault got us, and then the trench got us. I think both got out in front of us in different ways and control what we were trying to do, or made what we were trying to do obsolete. Very good game plans there. You'd have to rethink, I think, how you're approaching those games. If you ran into that again, the Han Blue did a good job. It was very close sequencing. We almost had it. I think in those games, not much you would do differently. You just hope for a slightly different draw or slightly different play out. The Wild Rancor did not come into play at all, and neither did the Vader. So you could probably move the Vader to sideboard. Not sure you'll need the Rancors. You could look at 7 drops that could be powerful in the deck, or increasing some of the 2-ofs. We tried a lot of 2-ofs here. I don't believe we even had the Inquisitor take advantage of anything, so could go wider in space at the 3-drop. There's different opportunities there for raid vehicles, things that prevent healing. Also the Von Reg ship that can be very powerful with Boba on it. Top of the Summit and Cinta were both huge, I think, in matchup, so going to 3 of each of those is probably not a bad thing. I was worried that it'd be too much, but in the games where we didn't draw them, we felt a little bit of a disadvantage. So very fun overall. We're not able to get the Punishing One War Juggernaut combo going here, but I wouldn't take that out yet. I think I want more playtesting with that. It's also great against some of these newer decks that might try and go wide with tokens or Vader. So overall, very fun to play with. Get to use a lot of the cards. The trench matchup was a little frustrating because you feel a little helpless. But overall, a lot of fun. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching.